Happy Tuesday. Happy, what day are we? September 8th. Oh my Lanta. We are already 8 days into the month. This is certainly a kick in my own pants of 8 days into the month. Girl, what you doing? So if you need that for your own self for this month, give it to yourself. Let that be a note that you're not alone in that. But September is the last month of quarter three. It's a great month. It's a great month to build momentum for your business. It's a great month to just like continue and set yourself up for the end of the year. And so one of the things that I really want to talk about, oh my gosh, Chantel, your hair is gorgeous. I love it. I never see it like that long. It looks so beautiful. One of the things that you will hear me talk about for literally the rest of the year is how important quarter four is. You will hear this across the board from coaches that you will hear like trainings of and national wake up calls and all of that. But please take it from me, the last 3 months of your business, or the last 3 months of the year are so important in your business. And this is where I want to take the time in September, and especially like September, October, to really check in with you guys. So whether you guys, for those of you guys who are on here on live, hear me now. Those of you who are listening to the recording, I am speaking directly to you. Please do not take a step back and like lean away from the mentorship that I'm going to offer for the rest of the year. Okay, lean into it. Give yourself that permission to say, Ray, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. How the frick do I do this? How do I make this happen when this, and this is going on? Because let me tell you something. If you take your foot off the gas in these last 4 months of the year, I promise you in January, you will not have any momentum. It will be like starting your business from scratch, but harder because you've already invited all of your warm market people. If you do not lean into your business, into the activities, into what you want, your goals, which is exactly why we're talking about like setting goals the right way, so that in this final part of the year, you can set goals that are not going to overwhelm you in such an important time of the year, okay? So with that being said, I really want you to give yourself the but also the permission to lean into these last 4 months of the year, despite whatever the hell is going on in your life, okay? I'm literally about to have a baby, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, my goals have to align with that lifestyle still. If I take my foot off the gas for, let's say, whenever she comes, let's say I take off my foot off the gas for 4 weeks so that I can spend time with her. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. So my goals might look different than your goals, and that's okay. That's the point of this business, is you get to make it whatever you want it for yourself. So my goals might not look like your goals, and my goals in these 4 months might not look, and they definitely will not look like they did for the last couple of years. But one way or another, if you take your mind out of this business in these last 4 months of the year, specifically, especially from October to December, I promise you will kill your momentum, and you will be coming to me and saying, like I'm kicking myself in January, because January is when everybody wants to get back into health and fitness, right? January is when we get to ride that wave of it's a new year. Like there's lots of energy that's around a new year. And hello, goodbye year of COVID. Like, come on, we are literally about to go into a completely fresh energy in January of 2021. So with that being said, let yourself have the permission to still set goals, even though life is about to get crazy. Life's about to get crazy, okay? It always does. It always will. No matter where you are, this time of the year is insane. It's insane for routine change, which is exactly why I've created the content that I have for the boot camp this month. But it's crazy for routine change. It's crazy for energy change. We're about to, for those of us who live in the hell of winter, we're about to dive into all of the snow and the gray and the ugliness and the cold and all of that. It's coming. It's coming, and it's going to come fast, right? So the shift is going to happen whether we like it or not. It's our job to get on top of it. It's our job to hone in and have control over it and not be a victim of that circumstance, okay? Okay, so let's talk. Honestly, this topic, I'm sharing this because I finally got the words from the book that I'm reading right now. It's way over there, otherwise I would get it. But I'm reading Atomic Habits. Write it down, add it to your list. It is a great book for understanding like the mentality, the psychology, the science behind building habits. I've personally read a habit book before. It's called The Power of Habits, I think it's called. Yeah, The Power of Habits. I loved it. I binged that book. I thought it was great. But this book is like a refreshed version. It was just published in 2018, I think, or 2019. So it's just new and fresh and anyways, it's great. Add it to your list for sure. It's not a drop everything and go get this book. So if you're looking for a book, it's a great one to go and grab. Otherwise, it's just one, add it to your list, okay? And then get it when you're, at a point where you're like, okay, perfect. That's another one. High performance habits is another one. That's different than the other one. So there's one, I have read High Performance Habits as well. I don't have that one here. That one is, have you read that one, Kaylin? No, so that one, okay, so High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. That book is about the 5 habits that are the most effective of high performers. Whereas this book is about how do you change your habits. So they're very different. They both say habits in it, which is kind of misleading, but the Brendon Burchard book is really good for like, what are the 5 habits? But to be honest, like I wouldn't put that book on your top must read list, to be totally honest with you. It's a long freaking book. It's basically a textbook. And when I was reading it, I was reading the hard copy and doing Audible because the book was so freaking long. And it's also very like backed up by research and all of that crap that he does. So for me, it was a little bit stale. However, the book was good. But I would say the book Atomic Habits would be even better because it teaches you how habits are built in our day, how habits are built in our minds, and why we have certain habits. So back on topic, how to set goals that are downloading Atomic Habits, yes. How to set goals that actually, Chantel, I think that's actually a perfect book for you right now. I know you were asking me for a book suggestion. I actually think that would be a great book for you because it's not like, oh my God, fire me up. I want to like go and change the world right now. like immediately kind of thing, but it will fuel you to be like, okay, well, maybe what are the habits that I'm doing that are not actually serving me, that's making me feel this type of way, that's making me feel stressed? How can I shift these different habits? And so it does like kind of energize you, because you're like, oh yeah, this makes so much sense. Now I understand why my, days are going this way, because these habits are happening, and how do I change these habits? And you kind of feel in control without it being like 10x rule is very like light a fire under your ass. This one's kind of, it's got a different vibe. So I actually think that that's a perfect one for you. Anyways, how to set goals, and I am talking specifically about right now, okay? Goals in general. So you take this, apply it. It's literally 3 steps on a sticky note that I wrote down. Take this and apply it in the long run, but I really want you to apply these for these next few months. How to set goals the right way. Number 1, forget the end destination. When we set goals, we often set like an accomplishment, right? When we set a goal, it's usually a number, maybe it's a weight loss goal, maybe it's an income goal. And of course, you have to set those. Those will come in. I'll show you where. But when you're setting goals, don't just set the end destination, because what happens? When you accomplish that goal, then what? Now what? You accomplish this goal. You set out, let's say you set out to lose 10 pounds. You lose your 10 pounds, and then what? Well, I lost my 10 pounds. Or you set out to hit a goal weight. You set out to, hit Success Club. You set out to hit Success Starter. You set out to hit these goals. When you hit them, now what? What's the next one? Well, of course, for example, Success Club is always the goal. It's always the goal. It's always that bare minimum to get you to where you want to be. The goal is not Success Club. That's a simple action that needs to be achieved. It's a habit that needs to be, built into your routine, is just hitting Success Club to get you to the destination that you want to get to. Okay? But when we're setting goals for your health, for your life, for your business, forget the destination. And this is step 2. Think about who you want to be or who you want to become. Who is it that you want to be or become? Think about the person, the identity that you want to claim. What do you need to do to get there? Okay, so for example, this is actually where my post was created this morning. I used to set goals for, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to be skinnier. I want to be like healthy. But I never actually said I want to be healthy. I said I want to lose weight over and over and over and over again. So I would start, and then I would work out for 3 days, and then I would eat junk food, and then I would binge junk food. Then I would binge literally every single food in the entire world for an entire weekend, drink 3 days in a row, and then start over on Monday. And that was my routine for 4 years, okay? Why? Because I was focused on the goal. But we take action and we implement based on what we believe we are, who we believe we are. I believed it was my identity that I was a self-sabotager, that I was a quitter, and that I couldn't lose weight. That's what I identified with. It was in every single sentence that I would say. I would constantly say that in conversation. I would say it to Kyle. I would say it to myself. I was constantly on repeat, a broken record saying, I can't lose weight. I can't be consistent. I am a quitter. I am a self-sabotager. That's what I identified with. So when I got to Thursday, because I believed that I was a sabotager, what did I do? Consciously or subconsciously, I sabotaged myself. I knew what I needed to do. The right habit would have been eating consistently healthy in moderation and going and doing my workout consistently, not skipping, not finding an excuse. It's not like every single Thursday, all of a sudden I had no time. It's not like every Friday and Saturday, all of a sudden I couldn't fit in a workout just because I was going to go out with my friends. You know, it's still the same 24 hours in the day. But all of a sudden, it didn't work. So I was constantly in this loop, but I was taking action based on who I thought I was and proving it. So when you set your goal, you might not be. That's why I say, who do you want to be / who do you want to become? So one of my goals right now is I identify as a procrastinator. I always have. I always let that get in my way. It's one of the biggest obstacles that I face in my business, because I will procrastinate things to an extent that is so far beyond like acute procrastination that it actually blocks me. It blocks me in my energy. It blocks me in attraction. It blocks me in you know, my happiness. It blocks me in everything. And then I get to a level where if I have procrastinated for so long on something, I get frozen. I freeze like a deer in headlights. And usually I notice it in my inviting. And so I can look through my inviting book, and if there's multiple days where I haven't invited, I'm like, this is what happens. Every single time I identify as this procrastinator, and I constantly tell myself, this is why you don't have the success that you desire to have, because you're a procrastinator. And then that goes on repeat. So what happens? I end up taking action to be a procrastinator. My goal is still SC20, it's still X number of dollars, it's still 5-star diamond, it's still building a 6-figure business. My goals in my mind are still those things, but I don't identify with with the person who accomplishes that. Does that make sense? I see myself as a sabotager and a procrastinator, but I want 5-star. However, I'm not taking action to get to 5-star because I'm constantly proving myself right for being a self-sabotage or procrastinator. Does that make sense? So when you are setting your goals, I want you to forget the end destination, that number of a goal, and I want you to set goals of who you want to be and become. Then break it down. What do you need to do? And it's not a matter of these are the things that I need to check off. I need to, let's say, for example, one of mine, my goal is I want to be a 6-figure earning coach. I want my business makes 6 figures easily. That's the goal that I write down. My business makes 6 figures easily. In order to do that, I have to hit Success Club, I have to rank advance, I have to go 5-star and 10-star and 15-star. These all have to happen in order to become the 6-figure earning business owner. That's who I want to identify as. I want to be known and recognized and viewed by myself, by my peers, as somebody who successfully runs a six-figure, multiple six-figure business. That's what I want to be known as. That's what I want to identify as. And in order to do that, the action that I need to take will get me to Success Club, to Rank Advance, to do all of the fancy, to Elite, to do all of those fancy things. And in the process, when I hit those milestones, it's not going to stop, because my identity is I am a six-figure, multiple six-figure earning coach, and I make it look easy. That's who I want to identify as. That's what I want to claim. That's what I want to be. And in order to do that, I will take action to get there. Does that make sense? So my goal is no longer, I want to hit SC20. I want to make X number of dollars. I want to be 5-star. Those are all, of course, goals. But the main goal is, who do I want to become? Who do I want to be? And every single time that I sit down at this desk, or that I am on my phone, every single time that I try or start to procrastinate, it will no longer align with who I want to be. That habit of procrastination, it won't exist, because procrastination does not align with becoming the six-figure earning coach who makes that easily. It just doesn't align. I can't make six figures if I'm procrastinating at the level that I was. So I no longer will do it. In my mind, that will no longer identify, that will no longer align with who I identify myself as, and I will take action from who I want to become. This is how I got healthy, both physically and mentally, because I no longer wanted to identify as the quitter. I got to a point where I said, I want to be healthy. I want to be somebody who is healthy. So every single time that I wanted to skip my workout, every single time that I wanted to order pizza multiple times a week instead of eating my vegetables, every single time that I wanted to eat foods that other people were eating instead of the foods that I packed, every single time that I wanted to be lazy and not make my shake when I was, camping or at my in-laws or at a friend's house, every single time, I would ask myself, I would start to say, man, I don't want to do this. But I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be somebody who was consistent in their exercise. I wanted to be somebody who valued and lived happy and healthy. So every single time, whether I wanted to or not, I got it done. Does that make sense? So what I'm finding now, and kind of like the realization that I had this morning, was every single time that I sit down and I'm like, holy F, I really don't want to invite. Believe me, you guys, it literally happens to me every single day. It is a daily battle. It is a daily battle for me to get my invites done. It just is, okay? It always has been, and it has. It no longer will. Why? Because I'm not going to ask myself whether I feel like doing it. I will just do it. When I think about working out, I'm like, I don't know, I just do it. Like, there's no question about whether I am going to work out or I'm not, because whether I feel like it or I don't, I have to work out to be the person that I want to be, right? There's no question. So the same thing will apply now for my inviting, for my work. I look at this list and I'm like, okay, get it done. Why? Because I want to be that six-figure earner. I want to be notably successful. That's who I want to identify with. that action, whether I feel like it or not, whether I want to or not, whether it seems fun or not, it'll get done because that's what aligns with accomplishing who I want to become. Okay? So step number 1 is forget the destination. Step number 2 is who do you want to be or become? That's what you want to think about. I am fill in the blank. I am healthy. I am somebody who is healthy. I am somebody who is rich. I am somebody who is well off. I am somebody who lives easy. I am somebody who's never stressed. You guys, I used to be the most stressed out, high-strung, like, oh my God, I have so much going on. I am so overwhelmed. Now, honestly, like, shit just doesn't even come up anymore because I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know, it's just life. Like, I am just so not that person anymore because I didn't want to identify with this high-strung, overwhelmed person. I wanted to be somebody who went through life easy. I just want everything. I just believe that everything gets to be easy, even on the hard days. Okay, it'll figure itself out. Like my computer, that is a whole other freaking ball game tonight. Okay. And then number 3, what are the milestones that need to, or what are the things that need to get done in order to align with the identity that you desire to become? That's how I want you to write your goals. I want you to forget my goal this month is hitting Success Club. Who do you want to be? That's who I care about. Do you want to be a quitter or do you want to be somebody who's consistent? Do you want to be somebody who sets another goal and doesn't achieve it? A goal setter, not a goal achiever? Or do you want to be somebody who accomplishes what they say that they're going to? Do you want to be the self-sabotager? Do you want to continue to identify as the self-sabotager? Or do you want to be somebody who is successful in this business? Do you want to be somebody who struggles with this business? Or do you want to be somebody who rocks at this business, who achieves, who succeeds, who advances? This is where rank comes in. Rank can be a mindset. So when I say, for example, like a great one would be going from coach to diamond. Diamond is more, I feel so barfy saying this out loud and repeating everybody, but diamond truly is a mindset. It's not necessarily a rank, but a mindset that encompasses being a diamond. When you step into being a diamond, you step into this opportunity to be a leader. So maybe your goal, one of my goals is I am an exceptional leader. If you remember, or you don't, way back in March, I was struggling. I was struggling with my business. I was struggling with my everything. I was struggling with everything to do with my mindset, my health, all of it. I was so exhausted from early pregnancy. My business took a huge hit and I was struggling. I was not even a diamond coach at that time. I wanted to become an exceptional leader. That's what I wanted to identify as. So repeatedly, I told myself, I am an exceptional leader. I am an exceptional leader. That started out as an affirmation, but it is always the ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to be an exceptional leader. I want to identify as somebody who is an exceptional leader. Not like pat me on the back, I'm an exceptional leader, but somebody who shows up. Somebody who helps their coaches and their team and their clients. Somebody who shows and leads by example. Somebody who shows up when they say that they're going to. I used to be flaky. I didn't want to be flaky anymore. So I wanted to be this exceptional leader and this identity that I hold around what an exceptional leader is. So every single thing aligned with that. Okay? In that process, I want to be an exceptional leader. Being a diamond rank is the bare minimum. I can't be an exceptional leader if I'm an emerald coach. There's nobody to lead. So it was my expectation to go 1-star, to go 2-star, to go 5-star. Those aren't my goals because I just want them. They're my goals because they align with being an exceptional leader. I can't lead anybody if I don't have anybody, right? I can't be that exceptional leader and feel that satisfaction of being that person if there's nobody here. So that's why I continue to show up. And I made a huge shift. I started showing up to my work consistently, whether I wanted to or not. I started showing up to team calls every single Tuesday. We held a team call whether I wanted to or not. I could have easily, and I would have, before I changed that desire to become an exceptional leader, before I would have written in our team page, you guys, I'm having technical difficulties. I can't get on the call tonight. I'm having a really hard day, and let's just reschedule. I would have done that. I've done it before, and I guarantee I would have done that. I would have said, I am not in a place to get on a call. But instead, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a question of whether or not team call was going to get done. One way or another, come hell or high water, if I had to get on my iPad, I would have freaking done it. Because to me, being an exceptional leader is showing up when I say that I'm going to show up. Whether I want to or not, no matter what's happening in my life. And I'm not coming on here to share what's going on in my life. You guys don't need to know that. It's my life, right? One way or another, we show up to team call, we get it done. So when you are breaking down your goals for this last part of the year, I want you to really, really ask yourself, who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to identify as? But in addition to that, one of the things that I learned from the book called Unfuck Yourself, it's also a great book, very quick read. If you need something to light a fire, it's an excellent book. In that book, one of the things that I really took away, and I still to this day implement, is as well as who you want to be, who do you not want to be? So part of my identity is I don't want to be known as a quitter. I don't. With every single part and cell of my body, I do not want to be known as a quitter. That's who I was, and I do not want to be known as that. I do not want to be known as a victim to my circumstances, to people. I do not want to identify as a victim. That's who I did. That's who I was. And no longer do I want that identity. I do not want to identify as somebody who struggles mentally. That was one of the most important identity shifts that I ever really had. And when that really clicked, it wasn't, I want to be happy. It was, I no longer want to be this. It was stressed. It was sad. It was depressed. It was anxious. It was all of these awful things that didn't feel good inside. I did not want to identify with that anymore. And so I went and took action. And no matter what, I consistently built habits and took that action in order to align with, I don't want to be emotionally struggling anymore. So just as important as who do you want to be and who do you want to become, make sure you know, or a better way of saying it is, I do not want to be somebody who, fill in the blank, okay? Then you take action to align with that. Does that make sense? Yeah? Is any of this like kind of rocking your mindset around goals as much as it did for me? Yeah, a little. Yes, it's rocking me. It sounds really dirty when your video is off. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Good. Okay. Your homework is to give yourself in some time between tonight until tomorrow, sometime between the rest of tonight or tomorrow, I want you to give yourself time to get out a notebook or pull out your journal. And I really just want you to write at the top of the page, who do I want to identify as? Write out who you want to be, who you want to become, who do you desire to identify as? And then in addition, or as part of that, some of it can be, who do you not want to identify as? Because sometimes that's just the best way to write it. I want to be an exceptional leader is one thing, but I do not want to be a quitter, or I do not want to be a procrastinator is really the best way to put it. I don't want to say anything else. Nothing else feels as good and aligned as that. So your homework is to do this. You have to do this, okay? Then pick the 2, 3, maybe 4 that are most important to you, that build this fire inside of you, that when you write it down, you're like, hell to the freaking yes, this is what I am, and I'm going to accomplish it. Those ones, they become your affirmations, they become your goals, and every single action that you take aligns with the goal of becoming that person. Okay? So the next time that you say to yourself, oh, I don't want to do blank, I don't feel like doing this, ask yourself, what would an exceptional leader do? Would she quit? No. Would she bail on her team call? Absolutely not. Who do I picture as an exceptional coach? What qualities does she have? She shows up when she says she's going to. She doesn't dick around. She sets goals. She hits Success Club. She makes money. She shows up. She's a great mentor. She's reading her personal. These are the things that I envision as that person, so I have to do them. I want to become that with every part of me. And in order to do that, I will take the action to get there. So asking myself whether I feel like waking up at 4:50 a.m., 36 weeks pregnant is not a question. It's not a question. Because it aligns with who I want to become, that ultimate goal, okay? Okay, I am leaving you on that note. I know that I put in the graphic thingy that I made for team call some fears around inviting. I will leave this open. If you have any fears about inviting or any questions about inviting, ask them now. Otherwise, I'm going to dip off and we'll push that to a whole call of its own next week. So let me know if you have any questions around inviting. I am going to take this off record.